Now at 11.
18 inches in Hopewell Junction.
13 in Peekskill. Just shy of a foot in the city. 11.4 inches in Central Park.
How much you got depends on where you live. But the one thing the entire tri-state has in common after the storm,
everyone's digging out.
Tonight, the ongoing impact on public transit and schools, and the continuing effort to clear sidewalks and streets.
And we're tracking the Arctic air that's moving in, setting us up for a bitterly cold week ahead.
We thank you for joining us at 11. I'm David Ushery.
I'm Natalie Pascarella. The storm is over, but tonight, more than 16 hours after the snow stopped falling, much of the tri-state still feeling the effects.
A number of schools are closed or delayed again tomorrow. You'll see that list scrolling across the bottom of your screen.
Both Metro North and NJ Transit still running on limited schedules as the crews are clearing the tracks.
And communities are cleaning up a staggering amount of snow, more than 21 inches in West Hurley, Ulster County, New Jersey's jackpot, 17 inches in Stockholm, nearly 15 inches in Washington Heights. That's the highest number in New York City, and 14.5 in Fort Salonga on Long Island.
Before we take you out live for a look at the work being done to dig out, let's go to meteorologist Matt Brickman tracking the bitter cold temperatures this week, Matt.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons you wanted to get ahead of this snow and get it cleaned out as quickly as possible, because as temperatures go lower, it's going to ice over and become that much more difficult to deal with. We've got the jet stream right now just to the south of us, but we're going to continue to get these reinforcing blasts of cold air throughout the week that continue to push that jet lower. This is basically what divides cold air from warm across the country here. And with that colder air in place, our temperatures in the mornings go lower and lower each day this week, falling into the single digits by the time we head towards the weekend, and with enough of a wind to push the wind chill to dangerous levels. Already, we've seen a cold weather advisory issued across New Jersey, much of the Garden State, through Wednesday morning for wind chills from 5 to 10 below. And we could see numbers like that in the city towards the end of the week, Friday and Saturday morning, both looking especially cold. We will talk about the cold air, how long it lasts, and the potential for another storm coming next weekend in your full forecast in a few minutes. Back to you.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about that, Matt. Thank you. Tonight, the nationwide death toll from the storm stands at least 33, and that number is expected to grow. More than a third of those deaths believed to be weather-related, and they're right here in the tri-state. News 4's Ida Siegel continues our coverage. She's live in the Bronx with the push to keep people out of the cold right now. Ida.
And David, there's still lots of unknowns about the people who died here in New York City, but the mayor did say the cold weather likely played a role, and the most recent person who died happened right here in Woodlawn. Just after 8 this morning, a disturbing discovery on Jerome Avenue. A person found dead on the street after a monster snowstorm. The mayor's office says this person was one of 8 found dead over the weekend during the bitter cold. While it's not yet clear if they were living on the street or what caused their deaths, they all did die outside with no visible injuries. Doctors warn hypothermia and frostbite are real concerns when the temperature dips as low as it has. The mayor's office says at least some of these victims have had experience in the city's shelter system. State Senator Jessica Ramos says a 52-year-old man from Ecuador found dead in Jackson Heights Sunday was homeless.
It's horrible and tragic, for anybody to die in the cold, regardless of whether they're homeless or not homeless. It's something, we have to get to the bottom of and find out what happened to those individuals.
Another 2 victims were found in Manhattan on 69th and 1st and here on 3rd Avenue and 35th Street. With temperatures anticipated to dip even further, the city is now enforcing an enhanced Code Blue, explaining tonight that during an enhanced Code Blue, over 50 New York City hospitals, as well as DHS drop-in centers and shelters, are operating with a full open-door policy. Outreach teams have already taken 170 people into shelters under Code Blue protocols.
Shelters have relaxed their intake policies, whereas typically you might have to go through a set of paperwork or processes, have to go to one shelter to go to another. What we are seeing for a Code Blue is that no one is turned away from these kinds of shelters.
The city was supposed to do its annual count of the homeless tomorrow night, but that has been postponed because of the cold. Reporting live from Woodlawn, Ida Siegel, News 4, New York.
Ida, thank you. And it is back to the classroom tomorrow for the city's public school students. Mayor Mamdani making that announcement late today. After a day of remote learning because of the storm, there were some glitches reported today, including delays logging into Google Classroom. But overall, city officials are calling it a success. According to the mayor's office, 375,000 students logged on today. The DOE says that's 80% participation when you factor in high schools. The high schools were already scheduled to be closed for teacher development.
Let's talk travel. Metro North expected to get back to regular service tomorrow, but NJ Transit will run on what they describe as a weekend schedule. News 4's Jackie Beckford live in Hoboken with more on the work that still has to be done. Jackie.
Hey, Nat. Well, NJ Transit's president reminding riders today that the freezing temperatures wreak havoc on equipment and that getting back to full service safely is a top priority. Back on track. Full NJ Transit rail service expected to resume tomorrow, even if on a reduced weekend-like schedule.
First time in a long time to have this amount of snow and be cleared so fast. It's pretty good.
This comes after the commuter agency gradually rolled out service for trains and buses Monday following a system-wide suspension during the state of emergency during the storm.
To be able to go from a state of emergency to restoration of our service happens not by accident, but by design.
The rollout wasn't without hiccups that left some commuters out in the cold.
Take it too long, to take it to the train, my house.
Here in Hoboken, some commuters say they dealt with last-minute cancellations.
I buy a new ticket for Southern after to take a Uber. When I come, I see cancel.
Earlier in the day, confused commuters in Wayne trying to get to work say their bus didn't show up.
There was no communication, no nothing, and then that bus all of a sudden showed up as canceled.
At the Bergen Line Avenue station on 49th Street in Union City tonight, no buses when we visited after alerts showed the route was plagued with delays. But the impact of the transit commute minimized by the lack of commuters, many deciding to stay home today. But for those who couldn't stay home,
I work in the hospital, so I have to come in.
The return of transit service following the state of emergency was much welcome.
I'm glad that they were able to clean up the rails and just be there for the commuters because we really need transit.
And NJ Transit says bus and light rail service will return to regular weekday schedule tomorrow. Live in Hoboken, Jackie Beckford, News 4, New York.
Okay, Checky, thanks for the update. Want to give you a live look at our local airports this evening. They're still catching up after days of cancellations. Across the country, more than 16,000 flights were canceled over the past 48 hours. So at last check, more than 2,500 flights in and out of our local airports had been impacted. This is according to FlightAware. At JFK, they're dealing with 348 delays, 521 cancellations. Take a look. LaGuardia, 352 for the delays, 552 cancellations. At Newark, 361 flights were delayed, 511 were canceled.
Natalie, the Hudson Valley saw some of the highest snow totals in the region. And tonight, News 4's Chris Jose continues our coverage from Orange County, where the cleanup will be extensive.
The snow piles here in Monroe are so big, they're almost as tall as the trees. The state of emergency in Orange County has been lifted, but the work continues. After spending all day digging out, Dennis Goddard and his son unloading a grocery haul as temperatures plunge.
It was pretty bad, man. We got at least, 2 feet of snow? So I shoveled about 3 times.
Monroe, New York, accustomed to significant snowfall, but the amount that fell on Sunday has not been seen in years. The winter wallop, top of mind at the Empire Diner.
It's hectic. It's hectic. A lot of people have cabin fever, so they want to get out, and so they're going to come see us for dinner.
The diner, forced to close during the storm, back open in time for dinner. Roads clear, parking lots surrounded by huge mounds of snow.
The plowers did a really good job because there's mountains of snow.
In New Windsor, the Hudson Valley SPCA relying on help from the community to clear a path.
We were buried in, I'm going to say, over 20 inches of snow. We were not able to even get into the parking lot this morning, despite multiple plowings overnight.
The shelter, over capacity with 100 dogs and 80 cats, utilizes outdoor and indoor space. The animals all accounted for following the winter storm.
It was really just a wonderful mobilization of the community. And we're so grateful, and certainly the animals are grateful as well.
Some Hudson Valley homes literally snowed in. One homeowner shoveling for hours. The drift from the plows at least 3 feet deep. A similar sight in White Plains.
We're more focused on making sure we can get the cars out because the plows kind of plowed up the driveway.
Some schools in the Hudson Valley will be operating on a 2-hour delay tomorrow. In Monroe, Chris Jose, News 4 New York.
And on Long Island, crews spent the day clearing the roads and the runways. News 4's Greg Sergel next in our lineup in Babylon.
Whether the job was massive or mundane, Long Islanders tackled their snow removal today head on. In Ronkonkoma, we saw 20 vehicles clearing the runways at MacArthur Airport. The snow there had led to the cancellation of all flights on Sunday. In Babylon, we found a shoe store clerk clearing a smaller pile of snow from in front of her store. And in West Bay Shore, we found a number of folks digging out their driveways and their cars. Now, the main roads in Islip seemed clear today, but road cleaning continued, especially on the side streets where piles of snow were still lurking today. The moment of the day, though, came in Babylon, where we witnessed Kelsey Clare spontaneously drop into a snow angel, saying it was time to enjoy the snow that had created so much havoc for so many. We're in Babylon. Greg Sergel, News 4 New York.
For Connecticut drivers, just moving their cars today proved to be quite the challenge. NBC Connecticut's Jeremy Chen continues our team coverage from Hartford.
Well, here in Hartford, a parking ban just got lifted, which means a lot of people in these blue lots are trying to get their cars out and then park back on the street. We had about 15 to 16 inches of snow coming from this particular winter storm. That's quite a bit of snow for this area in quite some time, and a lot of people have been digging out their cars. We saw people struggling to shovel and everything, but eventually they were able to get it out within about 30 to 40 minutes. So a lot of back-breaking work, but people, regardless, are trying to comply with whatever the city is saying, parking their cars here during the parking ban and then taking them out, digging them out. Now, we are getting a little bit of snow, but not really anything of note compared to what we saw yesterday. So don't be surprised to see a little more snow in this area. But so it looks like people are very prepared for perhaps what's to come next as far as cleanup. But for now, reporting in Hartford, Jeremy Chen, News 4 New York.
From snow to ice to bitterly cold temperatures, no matter the weather, you can track it wherever you go. Use the free NBC4 New York app.
We saw a lot ahead tonight at 11. The White House deflecting anger after another deadly shooting by federal agents in Minneapolis.
Who the Trump administration is now moving out of that city.
Plus, from Olympic athlete to alleged drug kingpin, inside this former snowboarder's long-awaited day in court.
The biggest snowstorm in years.
A lot to dig out from.
I've got work to do. And Storm Team 4 was everywhere.
We have reporters fanned out across our area from New Jersey to Long Island, Manhattan, Queens, and Westchester.
With team coverage.
Hey guys, Storm Team 4 meteorologist Violet Yas here.
You really kind of got this one.
And the numbers continue to grow.
And we're still here to keep you ahead of what's next.
The cold is locked in.
Stay with News 4 New York for continuing coverage wherever you are.
Style and substance. In the GMC Sierra, where current eligible GMC lessees can get this low mileage lease on this Sierra Elevation for around $279 per month.
Is time running out to enroll in health insurance for 2026? Yes, New York. Don't wait. Enroll or renew by January 31st. Visit nystateofhealth.ny.gov or call 1-855-355-5777.
Here they come, ShopRite's all-new locked-in prices, featuring even more variety and value. We're lowering and locking in prices on thousands of items, in-store and online. Look for the blue locked-in price labels. Store-wide at ShopRite. We are here.
Power you can feel. Comfort tuned to you. And control you can count on. Welcome to the Genesis G70. Lease the G70 for $299 per month. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
We're on holiday with MSC Cruises in the Caribbean, but it also feels like we're in Europe. It's kind of funny, right?
That is funny. Like how we're in an American sports bar 30 feet from an Italian gelato shop.
I think you mean 10 meters. Dining on authentic Greek cuisine.
Yet we're nowhere near Greece.
European-inspired architecture one side, the Caribbean the other. That's funny.
Almost as funny as an Englishman who's named after a city in Florida, Orlando.
That's not funny.
Style and substance. In the GMC Sierra, where current eligible GMC lessees can get this low mileage lease on this Sierra Elevation for around $279 per month.
Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino, who's been in Minneapolis, is moving on but not retiring, according to the White House, in the wake of the second fatal shooting of an anti-ICE protester in Minneapolis. The Trump administration and law enforcement officials confirmed Bovino will return to his previous position as sector chief in California, losing the title of commander. The White House is sending border czar Tom Homan to Minneapolis to replace him, following the killing of Alex Preddy. Preddy was a VA nurse and a U.S. citizen. Administration officials initially said a Border Patrol agent shot him in self-defense. Videos taken by witnesses appear to contradict some of that story. They say Preddy was actually trying to help a fellow protester who'd been pushed to the ground.
He stood up for someone that got pushed, and for that he took, I don't know how many bullets.
This tragedy occurred as a result of a deliberate and hostile resistance by Democrat leaders in Minnesota.
The Department of Homeland Security says it's now reviewing body camera footage recorded by immigration agents at the scene where Preddy was killed.
Tonight, we have new information on an Olympic snowboarder accused of running a drug cartel. He pleaded not guilty today. Ryan Wedding was arrested last week in Mexico, where federal authorities say he spent years operating a billion-dollar drug trafficking organization. The 44-year-old is also accused of orchestrating the murder and attempted murder of government witnesses. Wedding was ordered to be held without bail until trial. He faces drug and murder charges. He's due back in court in March, Dave.
A disturbing case in Brooklyn tonight. A mother is under arrest, according to law enforcement sources, after police say her one-month-old baby boy was found dead in a duffel bag. The NYPD says officers were called to do a wellness check at a home on Veronica Place in Flatbush on Saturday. And that's where they reportedly found the infant, Adonis Kendall, unresponsive. 25-year-old Janae Kendall is now charged with concealment of human remains. We are waiting for the medical examiner to determine what killed the infant.
Tonight, a New York Presbyterian spokesperson told News 4 the hospital will resume negotiations tomorrow with the nurses union. The talks aimed at ending that strike that's now about to enter its third week. Right now, we do not know if any other hospitals will join these talks, and the nurses union has not even confirmed talks are scheduled. But here in the city, we know that nearly 15,000 nurses walked off the job on January 12th. There have been some partial agreements reported in recent days, but not a final deal on a new contract. So still waiting to hear more on that.
Yes, we will. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Matt Brickman back. I know temperatures are top of mind for you now.
Yeah, today was the warmest it's going to be all week. We're just going to get colder and colder as we head towards the end of the week and potentially towards another winter storm. We'll get to that in just a moment. Right now, we have dipped down into the teens. We were in the upper 20s earlier today, but neither of those numbers is above freezing, and that is something that will remain elusive for the week ahead, staying below freezing all week long. Wind chills well below zero over the next several days in the early mornings, but keeping an eye on next weekend for the potential of a winter storm. This is what's cooling us down. Shot after shot of cold air behind those passing cold fronts, all setting the stage if another coastal low develops and comes up the East Coast. If it does and pulls that Gulf moisture with it, meeting that cold Arctic air, sound familiar? We just did this over the weekend. It could deliver heavy snow. Now, we are seeing moderate differences in model to model run. Both of the most recent runs for our European and our American long-range models are keeping the storm just offshore, but we're talking about a difference here of less than 50 miles. If the storm goes farther west, it could bring more of that warm air in and deliver more rain than anything else. If it moves out to the east and kind of hits this sweet spot, what we call the benchmark, 70 degrees west, 40 degrees north, that would deliver very heavy snow to the tri-state. However, if it goes southeast of that, which both of those long-range models are showing right now, it could be a complete miss and it would just be cold and dry. We'll get a better idea as we move through the week and as we get closer to the actual impact of that storm. For the moment, it's the cold. 18 degrees, wind chill down to 11, and temperatures dipping even lower into tomorrow morning. Wind chills close to 0, I think, early tomorrow, but they'll go lower and lower as we roll through the week. There is a cold weather advisory for New Jersey. On Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, I think that'll be expanded to include the rest of us, as we could see 5 to 10 below 0, wind chills early in the morning, and more of the same, I think, on Friday as well. As far as getting back to freezing, we're going to have to wait. No chance of doing it this week or through the weekend, but as we head towards the start of a new month and move through the first few days of February, at least seeing those highs getting back in the 30s, hopefully getting back up above freezing. But not a whole lot of melting here happening anytime soon. That cold is going to be front of mind with a very dangerous stretch towards the end of the week. We're going to take a quick break. More news coming up after this. With the all-new NBC4 New York app, you can customize everything. For me, I love the rain and snow alert. So if you see this, probably a good idea to take the dog out now. Be prepared no matter where you are. Download the all-new NBC4 New York app now.
The Winter Blues sale is now on. Visit sandals.com today.
Tobacco doesn't care about your tomorrow. Fight for your future. Quit smoking today. You can quit. Call 1-866-NY-QUITS.
Style or substance? Somehow it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything. In the GMC Sierra, where current eligible GMC lessees can get this low mileage lease on this Sierra Elevation for around $279 per month. We are professional grade.
Not all F words are bad. Some are great, like fast, free, fiber for 4 months. Switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, you can get 4 months free. HBO Max included for 1 full year. And a 5-year price lock. Experience the fastest, most reliable, and most consistent internet speeds. Get Optimum Fiber Internet now for just $25 a month. Call 8884-OPTIMUM or visit optimum.com/free today.
This guy thought he could roll New Jersey until she stood in his way. Tahisha Way. As Lieutenant Governor and Secretary of State, Tahisha Way's beaten Trump again and again, blocking Trump in court from seizing our personal data and stopping him from restricting voting rights. Now, Tahisha Way's running for Congress to end Trump's violent ICE raids in schools and churches and hold law-breaking officials accountable. The proven way to beat Trump? Tahisha Way for Congress. DLGA PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Tonight, we're mourning the loss of one of our own here at News 4, a mainstay of our weekend morning newscasts and a favorite of so many of you, our viewers. Produce Pete has died at 80 years old.
He is remembered for his love of good food and his family. And tonight, News 4's Gus Rosendale takes a look back at his life on and off the screen.
He was born Peter Napolitano in Bergenfield, New Jersey in February of 1945. But in the decades to come, everyone, including members of his own family, would end up calling him Produce Pete.
Heavy in the hand.
For more than 30 years, he appeared on Saturday editions of Weekend Today New York. In a business that often puts a priority on glitz and glamour, Pete made it a point to keep it simple.
If you eat right,
you're going to live right.
Fruits and vegetables were his topics, but the soul of his work was based on his life.
Mom would always make Christmas special. Thank God for her.
It was a rare week when he did not talk about his early days growing up in Englewood.
That's me, with all the hair.
Working as a peddler for his dad or selling produce at his family store. He grew the small store into a big business. But nothing was bigger than the love he had for his wife, Betty. They met when he was 16, she was 14. Together, they'd have 2 kids, 7 grandchildren, and all would make appearances with Produce Pete over the years.
She says to me, Poppy, I don't like peaches too much.
Pete's family shared him with generations of tri-state area viewers.
Hey, good morning.
In fact, many of you told us over the years that Pete was a good reason to get up early, even on a Saturday.
You are my Beyonce.
Well, thank you.
Pete would become part of pop culture.
Our dish today is Hungarian cabbage noodles.
21, 29.
And from the spoken word to the written word, his advice lives on in his books.
I'm telling you like I would tell my own family, because you guys out there are my own family.
Pete saw the tri-state area grow and change with a unique view from the airwaves. But fame, recognition, those things never changed him. He was the first to tell anyone, just call me Produce Pete.
Closed captioning provided by Toyota. Let's go places.
Dear Winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles, with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, you can lease Tacoma for just $259 a month or get 2.99% APR for a full 72 months on a new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
In the special election to fill Mikey Sherrill's House seat, Tom Malinowski says he'll stand up to Trump. But hold on. In 2019, Tom Malinowski voted with Trump and the Republicans to fund ICE. More than $200 million for Trump's deportation force. $200 million that got us this? Democrats called Malinowski's vote a blank check for the Trump administration and a betrayal. We can't trust Tom Malinowski. UDP is responsible for the content of this ad.
NBC4 and NBC News are your all-access pass to the Winter Olympics.
Already buzzing with excitement.
We're live in Milan with the athletes chasing gold.
Oh, I can't wait.
And cheering on Team USA here on NBC4 New York.
This is the 2026 Nissan Rogue. With a 12.3-inch touch display, it's the most powerful Rogue ever. And has 225 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot of torque. Go Rogue in the 2026 Nissan Rogue. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get a low $229 per month lease. Plus, current Nissan lessees get $1,000 NMAC lease loyalty cash on Rogue.
Can you still access quality health insurance for 2026? Yes, New York. Can you get help enrolling from a real person? Yes, New York. Is time running out to get covered? Yes, New York. Don't risk being uninsured for 2026. Say yes to quality health insurance from New York State of Health. Enroll or renew by January 31st. Visit nystateofhealth.ny.gov or call 1-855-355-5777.
Do you want free internet? Forever? You got it. Really. We mean it. Spectrum is offering free fiber-powered internet forever. Want it? Just call this number and switch 4 mobile lines to Spectrum for a lifetime of internet you never pay for. It's not a trial. It's an unprecedented offer. So we'll say it again. Free fiber-powered internet forever. Have you called yet? Because your internet is forever. But this ad ends now.
The Spectrum Sports Desk is presented by Spectrum. It's internet, mobile, and streaming TV all from one place. It's only everything.
All right, Bruce is on the ice with some wheelings and dealings here.
Oh, I like your style. The Rangers and Islanders made a trade tonight. Blue Shirts defenseman Carson Soucy went to the Isles in exchange for a third-round pick in this year's draft. It was just the 4th ever trade between the two rivals. By the way, the two teams play each other Wednesday and Thursday this week. Tonight, both clubs were in action. Let's start in Philly, where the Isles jumped on top first. Casey Cizikas finds J.G. Pageau in front for the shorthanded tally. It was 1-0 Isles after one. They scored two more in the second. Here, Matthew Barzell sets up Tony D'Angelo for the monster one-timer. The Isles roll behind Ilya Sorokin's league-leading sixth shutout of the year, 4-0 the final. At the Garden, the Rangers and Bruins went to overtime, and defenseman Matthew Robertson says enough is enough as he skates down the ice and nets the game winner. What a goal, and what a moment for Robertson. The Blue Shirts win it 4-3 to snap a three-game losing streak. While the football world waits for Super Bowl 60, John Harbaugh and the Giants are still finalizing their coaching staff. Todd Monken remains the favorite to be the offensive coordinator, but he's still in the mix for the Browns' head coaching job. Meanwhile, Mike Kafka is leaving Big Blue and headed to the Motor City. The Giants' former offensive coordinator and interim head coach accepted a high-ranking position on the Lions staff. He'll be an offensive assistant. The 38-year-old Kafka had been with the G-Men since 2022. At the Australian Open, the quarterfinals are underway in Melbourne. On the women's side, the #1 player in the world is rolling. Aryna Sabalenka crushed American Iva Jovic in straight sets, 6-3, 6-love. After losing in the finals a year ago, the two-time Aussie Open champ is looking to get back on top, down under. Coco Gauff plays in a few hours. If she wins, she'll meet Sabalenka on Thursday. Those two have had some classic matches. Let's see if the draw holds serve. We'll be right back.
So should we get Stop and Shop or name brand?
Yeah, Stop and Shop brands have the same great quality as name brands, but better prices.
Thanks.
Oh, I gotta work on my cardio. Good things are in store at Stop and Shop.
I've never experienced an Olympics. I'm just excited to see what my favorite part's gonna be. Isabel Levito, figure skating, Philadelphia.
Ryan Cochran-Siegel, alpine skiing, Starksboro, Vermont. We all enjoyed skiing growing up, especially in Vermont, and that's where we got that passion and that drive.
The Winter Olympics opening ceremony February 6th. Sponsored on NBC by your local Tri-Honda dealers.
Meals once had a time, a place, a plate. But life changes. And Marley Spoon changes too. Now we eat standing, laughing, rushing, surrounded, or alone. Call it a meal evolution. And we are all part of it. Cooking from scratch, heating it up, or just indulging. Marley Spoon, meals reimagined for real life.
If you're an illegal alien, this runway is your future because you're headed home. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. If you download the CBP Home app and you safely self-deport, you will receive financial assistance, a free flight, and the chance to come back to America legally. If you don't, you will be caught, fined, detained, and forcefully removed. Under President Trump's strong leadership, we follow the law, and our border is secure.
What is it that makes an SUV extraordinary? Well, hang on, Parker. What are you doing?
Is it the capability to tackle absurd obstacles?
Oh, now what?
Is it being stylish and techy enough? What about putting safety first?
Okay, that's smart.
What if it's all of that and more?
Well, it's got to be the all-new Hyundai Palisade.
Now, lease a Hyundai Palisade SE for $329 a month or get 3.99% APR for 60 months. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
This week at Stop & Shop, Tostitos or Ruffles are buy two, get two free. And buy one Stop & Shop boneless chuck roast and get 5 items free with our beef stew meal deal. Good things are in store at Stop & Shop.
All right, one last chilly look. Matt.
Yeah, we've got more of the same, unfortunately. A cold day today. It is getting colder over the next couple of days. This is a time of year when we average our coldest temperatures. 39, though, is the average. We are 15 to 20 degrees colder than that throughout the next several days. You can see the worst of it looks like Friday. 17 would be the high. That's actually what we had on Saturday, and you remember how cold that felt. Temperatures down in the single digits early, wind chills below 0. We're dry for the most part this week. Could see a couple of flurries tomorrow afternoon, but keeping a close eye on next weekend. Still too early to say where this storm could go 6 days out, but we'll watch Saturday into Sunday for the potential for a coastal weekend storm. Anyone on Instagram tells you they know what this thing is going to do is just making it up.
You seemed a little rueful. You didn't want to share that with us. You know, you feel bad about those numbers.
I do. I'm not proud.
They are what they are. The Tonight Show is next.
Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.